2 matches and 2 ducks. That has been Virat Kohli's tour of Australia so far. And a country that was once seen as very much a happy hunting ground for him has now raised a lot of question marks about where it is that Virat Kohli fits in when it comes to the Indian ODI side scheme of things. Bear in mind that this duck means that this is the first time ever in ODI history that Kohli has registered back-to-back scores of 0 in 2 ODI matches which have been played successively. That is huge, and not the kind of stat that Kohli would be wanting to record at a time when there is a belief that perhaps the team management doesn't see Rohit and Kohli as being part of the 2027 World Cup scheme of things. But whilst his dismissal in the first ODI followed a somewhat familiar pattern, playing away from the body and getting out to a ball that was outside the off-stump line, something that has been troubling him for quite some time, once again, perhaps the dismissal in the second ODI should raise even more questions. Why do I say that? Well, that is because, one, he only lasted 4 balls, and that in itself is not a great stat when you're looking at how it is that, this match is going, how it is that Kohli's comeback is going. But the fact that he was trapped LBW by Xavier Bartlett to an in-swinging ball is perhaps what should be the bigger cause for concern, because prior to this, if you go back in time and look at what it is that was causing Kohli's woes, especially in the Border Gavaskar Trophy series in Australia, it was more often than not the ball that was outside of the line of off stump and moving away or straightening. That was what was troubling him the most. However, the Bartlett one was relatively straight, and there was a hint of in-swing later on that ended up doing him in, because he was playing the ball in a manner that showed that he read it, because he went for a flick shot and it was on the middle and leg stump line. But the fact that it ended up swinging in and then he just couldn't read the swing is a big cause of concern, because at this point you're thinking, okay, we know that the ball outside off moving away is a bit of an obvious weakness of a Kohli, but are we now at a point where Kohli is being troubled even by a basic in-swinger? Let's be fair, the ball from Bartlett was good, it wasn't great. At times, in fact, into the naked eye, it didn't even look like the ball swung an awful lot. It was only on the slower replays that you could see that there was a hint of subtle movement. But is this spelling trouble for Virat Kohli? Are the problems becoming more glaring and more obvious to the naked eye? What exactly does this mean for his white ball ODI future in particular? These are questions that are going to be asked, and whilst you can make the case and say that yes, it's still too early on his comeback, he's not played in 7 months, there were going to be a few cobwebs, it does in fact lead to a lot of people talking. And the fact that he's now being troubling by something new, well, that just makes it worse. That's my opinion though. What do you guys think? You can let us know that in the comments below, and don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel, tap the bell, follow us on social media. We're on Instagram, X and Facebook, and stay tuned for more such videos from the world of sport.